Okay, let's dive right in. Have you ever really thought about what happens in that tiny little second after you click buy online? I mean, it feels instant, right? Almost like magic. But what's really going on is, well, it's the start of this incredible data journey. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that magic and actually architect a real-time data stream, turning that single click into a seriously powerful insight, like right away.
So picture this. You're on your favorite website. You find exactly what you've been looking for. You hit that buy button, and in that one tiny moment, boom, you've just kicked off a digital butterfly effect. You've created this small but incredibly powerful piece of data that's about to go on a wild ride through a super complex digital world.
And here's the thing, you're not the only one. That click of yours, it's just one little drop in a massive data torrent. Every single second, millions of other things are happening. A like here, a search there, a sensor reading from some smart device. It all just comes together to form this raging river of information. And our job, our challenge, is to figure out how to navigate it without getting totally swept away.
To put that into perspective for you, a really popular app, think something like Instagram or TikTok, can generate over 1 million data events every single minute. I mean, that's just a staggering amount of data. It's more than you could possibly read in your lifetime, all happening in just 60 seconds. The real trick, how do you manage all of that reliably and, this is the key, in real time?
So you've got this data flood rushing right at you. Where do you even start? Well, the very first step is to build a sort of digital dam, a really robust front door that can take in and organize every single one of those million-plus events per minute, and do it without letting a single one slip through the cracks. And this is a process called data ingestion. You know the superhighway analogy on the slide? It's perfect. We literally need to engineer a system with enough lanes to handle rush hour traffic on Black Friday, right? We need on-ramps that are super easy for all sorts of different apps to connect to, and we need a traffic control system that guarantees every piece of data gets to where it's going safe and sound.
Now, just like choosing between a slick toll road or a more scenic back road, we've got options for our data highway. We could go with a fully managed surface, something like Azure Event Hubs. It's simple, it's incredibly scalable, it's reliable, but, that convenience might cost you a bit more. Or we could go with the open source powerhouse Apache Kafka. This gives you total control, deep customization, but it also means you're the one on the hook for all the maintenance and upkeep.
Okay, so our data is now cruising along on its superhighway. Fantastic. But what's the point of a highway if you don't know where any of the cars are actually going? See, collecting the data is just the beginning. The next step, and maybe the most important one, is to analyze this data while it's still moving, turning all that raw information into real-time insights.
And this really gets to the heart of what we call stream processing. With traditional data analysis, you can kind of scoop up all your data, put it in a lake, and look at it whenever you want. But with real-time streams, the data never, ever stops. You can't just pause the river to count the fish. You got to learn how to count them as they're swimming by.
So how on earth do we do that? Well, we use what you can think of as a streaming brain, something like Azure Stream Analytics. That's just always on, always working. First, the data flows in. Then we ask it a question, something like, hey, show me the top-selling product in the last 5 seconds. And then, bam, just like that, the insight is born and shot straight to a live dashboard, or maybe an alert on somebody's phone. Now, this all probably sounds pretty amazing, right? Like some kind of data utopia. But let's get real for a minute. Building these systems in the actual real world, it's a messy business. It's this constant tightrope walk between getting lightning-fast speed, trying to manage your costs, and dealing with the absolute chaos of how data behaves in the wild.
This slide just brings that trade-off to life perfectly. I mean, look at the difference in cost between instant and near real time. So you have to ask yourself, do you need to know about a fraudulent credit card transaction the very instant it happens so you can block it? Because you can. It's totally possible. But as you can see, that instant, super low latency insight, it's going to cost you. Or is it okay to find out a few seconds later for a less critical task? That's going to be a whole lot cheaper. It's a huge decision every business has to make.
And then there's just the messiness of reality, where data is almost never perfect. What happens if a user's click shows up 10 minutes late because they had a bad connection? Or what if click number 2 arrives before click number 1? To handle this, modern systems use something called time windows. A good way to think about it is like a bouncer at a club who waits a few extra seconds to make sure everyone in a group gets inside before closing the door. These systems are smart enough to wait just a bit to group related events together, which brings a nice bit of order to all that chaos.
So, we've built our real-time data stream, It's humming along, giving us this powerful up-to-the-second view of what's happening. But to really get the full picture, we need to zoom out. This fast data stream we've been designing is only one half of the story. Now let's talk about the other equally important half.
So, welcome to the fast lane. This is where we're not just watching what's happening now, we're actually shaping it. We're watching sales spike on a live dashboard as a marketing campaign goes viral. We're stopping fraud cold before a transaction even finishes. We're managing inventory with incredible precision. It is all about taking action right now and staying one step ahead of the game.
But to truly understand the business, we have to look beyond just this present moment, and that is where the deep dive comes in. We take all that fast-flowing data and we store it in a massive data lake. And this is where we can ask the really big questions like, how did our sales last year compare to this year? Or what are our customers' biggest pain points? Where is our business really headed in the next 5 years?
And this, right here, is where the real magic happens. The most powerful data strategies out there, they don't choose between the fast lane and the deep dive. They combine them. They use real-time data to react to what's happening right now, and they use historical data to understand the past and predict the future. It's almost like having a crystal ball that's constantly being updated with what's happening this very second.
So as we wrap up this journey, I want to leave you with this one thought. Your data is telling a story. It's a story that's being written right now in real time. And the question for you is, are you just letting that story wash over you, or have you built the systems to not just listen to it, but to understand it, to predict what's next, and to act on it? The choice, really, is yours.